Hey everybody. So today we're going to give you a little bit of an insight of our thoughts of a port guide for Roatan.
Or we're going to do a Roatan port guide.
Yeah, our way. So Roatan's main cruise ports are Mahogany Bay and Coxen Hole.
No, we've never been to Coxen Hole. Both times we've been there, we went into Mahogany Bay.
They really need to change that name. Oh, Coxen Hole. That's weird. Anyway.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Well, yours was in the gutter too because you knew where I was going with that, right?
Port shopping or port amenities.
It's important.
Plenty of shopping, souvenir shopping. There are some dining options right there at the port as well. Transportation, you've got plenty of taxis, tour buses, independent tour guides. It's pretty much just like any other Caribbean port in that way. You walk off the ship, there's 53 guys trying to get you to either buy their stuff, eat their food, buy their booze, or have them take you on a tour. Okay. I'm not saying that in a bad way. No. They're much less aggressive
than some ports that we've been
some other
in.
ports we've been to.
Yeah.
And
just use caution if you don't book an excursion on the island through the cruise line, just as a reminder, they are not necessarily covered under insurance. So if something happens to you while you're on said excursion, they will not hold the ship for you.
Well, correct. Any non-ship excursion, you're definitely on your own. Which, okay, if you use a little common sense and a little planning, it's not a big deal.
And if you've been to the island multiple times and you know the people that are offering them, go for it. But just know that you're
responsible for
taking
yourself.
Risk.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're not saying it's unsafe in any way, shape, or form.
No.
It's just that just use caution.
Yeah. Transportation options, we've already kind of talked about it. Now, there are rental car facilities right there at the port. If you would like to rent a car, I in particular recommend against that. It doesn't matter what side of the road they drive on. You're in a different country. The laws are not going to be exactly the same. The way they drive is not going to be the same as what you're used to, whether it be, driving in New York City all day, every day, or,
back roads of Vermont.
Exactly. Well, I was going Midwest, but okay.
Well, do you need an international driver's license?
Some countries you do. Honestly, I don't know about Roatan. I don't know if they require an international driver's license. If you do want to rent a car, definitely something to either ask your travel agent about or look into yourself before you go.
You can also look into hiring a local driver or a tour guide for the day. Some places offer that.
Yep.
The availability of scooters and bicycle rentals. If you're looking to be a little bit adventurous, and again, use caution because you're on a road that you're not familiar with. And just you can haggle with a lot of locals.
Well, honestly, you kind of have to.
Well,
because they're, you want to haggle.
I mean, that's their livelihood, though.
Right. And you want to agree upon a price before you step foot into a vehicle.
Because they can change it.
Right.
Just like the taxis in New York City.
Exactly. Beaches.
Son of a beach.
There's several.
Really?
We've been to West Bay Beach, which was where we had that, after our ATV tour, it was West Bay Beach that we ended up at, which was beautiful. Crystal clear water.
We found a tripod in the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody's camera tripod.
I think it was a GoPro.
Or it was a GoPro. Yeah, you're right.
Well, it was still a tripod, nonetheless.
Half Moon Bay, another one that, from what we've heard, now we haven't been to Half Moon Bay yet.
But we've heard that it's much more laid back.
Right.
A chill vibe.
Yeah. Camp Bay Beach we have been to, but we didn't really spend a whole lot of time there because that's where if I remember correctly, that's where our snorkeling tour went out of.
Jolly Roger.
Yeah, the Jolly Roger.
We had to go down.
Right.
And then and they had potties there too, which was great.
Yep. A lot of the beaches do have restaurants, bars, bathrooms, water sports. Make sure you bring sunblock. bring towels, bring snorkeling. You know, if you have your own snorkeling gear and you want to just snorkel on the beach, bring that with you. You know, if you have to rent them,
If you
you're
see
going to pay for
wildlife,
them.
don't feed them.
Roatan is known for its snorkeling and its diving because it's on the what's that called? A Mesoamerican Barrier Reef is right off the coast.
I think you're right.
So obviously it's not the Great Barrier Reef, but it is another barrier reef. So there are lots of snorkeling opportunities, lots of actual scuba diving spots. For diving, you're going to want to be near the West End Wall and Mary's Place. Those are two big diving spots that I've been told about. We don't dive, we snorkel. If I remember correctly, Roatan was one of the islands where you needed reef-safe sunscreen.
They may have changed that because originally we did not need it there.
The first time we didn't.
Right.
The Jolly Roger trip we didn't, but
on
when we
Celebrity.
on Celebrity, I believe they had changed it.
Yes. It's no pun intended. It's safe to have, regardless.
I would recommend it. I don't like it. I have not found one that doesn't feel greasy and slimy on my skin.
See, and I like that feeling.
But it's that we always pack a bottle of it, at least one bottle of it when we go on a cruise because, well.
That overpacker in me.
Lots of adventure activities, some of which we've already talked about, snorkeling, scuba. They have. Oh yeah, we went ATVing. Yeah, zip lining. Lots of opportunities for zip lining. Fishing charters. If you want to, spend your day fishing, there's half day charters that you can take out. They also have a pretty.
They also have the shack and stingray. I think it's a nurse shack and a stingray.
Did they have that in Roatan?
We did. We did it on one island, but not in Roatan. But I believe. Right. But they also have the horseback riding in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because they ended at that same beach that we were at. Yeah. Definitely recommend booking your excursion with not necessarily with the ship. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the ship ones, but with somebody that's kind of, I don't know, certified. Somebody,
licensed?
No, not licensed, but somebody who's got a reputation, a good reputation. One. Like a lot of times when we don't see a ship-based excursion we like, excuse me, we use the website viatour.com.
A little bit more pricey.
Well, it depends. There are some excursions that are a lot less expensive.
Well, the one in St. Thomas ended up working out very well.
Yeah. But the reason I like to use that website is because it's kind of like an Airbnb in that Viator doesn't actually do the tours. Other, people who run their own tour company, they put a listing up on there and you can rate them. So I look for ones that have a significant number of positive reviews, and I read through the reviews, to make sure that they're not, let's just call them bogus reviews. There's lots of kayaking opportunities. There's paddle boarding. There's lots of different things to do in and near the water. Let's just say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
For beginners all the way to
experience.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Do you want to talk now? Since you're giving me the eye that,
No, I just keep on interrupting you, so I'm trying to be careful with that. Again, we had a semi-island tour between the ATV and the beach.
Yes. Yep.
It's just, I do have to say that I'm a dog lover. I love animals, but dogs are my thing. And it's amazing to see all the stray animals in a lot of these islands, in Roatan in particular. But it's nice as you're going. For me, it was nice going on to our excursion that we saw the little kids in their uniforms going to school. It's different, cute, and it was cute. And then the tour guide would basically point out the schools and what the tuitions are and what the grades are. So you just learn a little bit about
the history,
island,
the culture.
Yeah.
We enjoyed that.
What products they may make there that they supply throughout the world. It's enlightening, but as we grow up in the United States, our thoughts and the way that we grow up mostly are different. So to see how other people live and how they make their money is pretty,
how they survive.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You know, because here I am thinking, oh my God, I would love to live here. And then the median household income is so different than what it is here.
Yeah.
I'm not judging in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's just different. Yeah.
It puts life in perspective for me.
Like the tour guide, she was very happy. We were there not long after. Well, that was a celebrity ship.
Yeah, it was
right?
after a hurricane.
No, and I'm talking about COVID. She worked during COVID. Obviously, there were no tours because there were no ships, so there was no tourism. So she ended up working at she was a telemarketer for
a local cable company.
No, it was a big international company.
Oh my God.
I won't mention any names, but she was very happy to be back, you know, as a tour guide instead of being, you know, sitting in a cubicle on the phones all day. You know.
Oh, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Try out the local foods and drinks.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, seafood in the islands.
Your seafood, you eat it. Just kidding, Spencer. You learn a lot from the locals and seeing the way they prep their food.
Coconut shrimp there is very different than coconut shrimp we have up here.
Yeah.
Better in some ways, very, very different. I wanted to try the iguana soup, but let's just say that didn't happen.
Oh, I wouldn't try it. He can. I don't care.
No, I was getting the eyeballs when I said I wanted to try it. So,
no thanks.
Tropical fruit drinks, lots to eat and drink on Roatan that's different than.
It's fresh. It's not like commercialized.
Yes,
it's not,
right.
you know. We enjoyed it thoroughly, as you can tell.
Lots of shopping, lots of locally made crafts. There's, you know, jewelry, art. Specifically, West End Village and the Mahogany Bay Market are two notable shopping destinations. If I remember correctly, the Mahogany Bay Market is right by
Mahogany Bay,
the Mahogany Bay port. So you can walk there if I remember correctly. Make sure you bargain. You know, if they tell you it's going to be $10, nope, sorry, I only got $5. You know, and then they come down to $9. And you say no, $5, and then they say $8, and then you say no, $5, and then you say okay, $5.
But just remember, a lot of these things are made there. They're not brought in from another country.
Some stuff is brought in, though. You know,
yes.
If you literally see the same exact trinket at 10 different stalls, chances are it's not locally made.
Whatever, but
I don't mean you know, if it's the same, you know, if it's a painted seashell and it's painted differently, okay, yeah, that was done there. But if it's, you know, the exact same design and the seashells are exactly the same size,
or the sticker says made in China,
right?
Really?
Well, yeah,
because you're made in China. No, I'm kidding. You know, you want to look for family-friendly activities.
If you've got kids, there's several places to
Gumba Limba Park,
right,
and Little French Key. Then, you know, you can do some interactive animal encounters and zipline parks suitable for kids. You also have the marine parks and aquariums. You can learn about local sea life. Spending the day at a beach, just relaxing.
A lot of people like to do that.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I think we covered a lot of it.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. There's something for everybody there, though. Honestly, I would definitely go back to Roatan.
Yeah. You know, like a lot of the Caribbean islands, as you're driving around from, you know, one thing to the other, it's you know, a poor country. Poor by our standards, I guess, you know, is a way to put it. You know, the way they live isn't necessarily the way that we live, but the people were so nice.
Oh my God, amazing. I mean, most people spoke English.
We arguably haven't come across too many, you know, nasty people on our journeys.
No, not at all. Not that live there anyway.
Well, right. Well, yeah. So, yeah. Hope you learned a little bit about Roatan from this, and not
craziness.
just us, you know, talking. But check out this video we did recently about how to master the excursion game.